The new flamethrower cheeseburger now with a $5 lunch. I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Gary, do you remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
My guess is probably the exact same thing that happened to Larry the same time he went flamethrower.
Comes with a Sunday now. I can handle it.
You know your body, Gary.
No. No, you don't.
No flamethrower.
That's the best sound and elevator music I ever heard. Well, I feel totally drained. Not just from my usual state of poverty, mind you, but also because of Sony's war on creativity. Having to sit through pixels alone was enough to make me question my very existence, the same way Movie Bob questioned his when Amazing Spider-Man 2 dropped into theaters. But the fact that Sony's all specs and no thought just proves to me that I have to beat Sony to a pulp the same way they emotionally beat me to a pulp. And what better way to do that is to go channel surfing again. And since the two prior trips had their own little theme going for each one, why not continue the trend? How does early drafts versus broken dreams sound? We'll dig up early concepts to the shows that made it to the airwaves, as well as the ideas that could have made great shows in their own right, but didn't. We'll pump it up a point if we like it, bop it off to the other side if it's utter garbage. And here's a surprise! The boss man himself, Captain Thin Crust, is finally back from his mission at Owen. In fact, he handpicked the first segment for me to watch based on Sony's video game-related stupidity back in The Film That Shall Not Be Named. He's currently watching the segment as we speak. Hopefully I'll be back in the swing of things, so let's get right on to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the mob tend to riot loose with a fandom arson as we go channel surfing on the internet, judging between broken dreams and early drafts. Belts up, gang. We're about to land. Wow. Haven't said that in a while. Our first segment is a Saturday morning cartoon. Or rather, some deleted cutscenes of a PlayStation 1 video game pretending to be a Saturday morning cartoon. Dummied out of the game by internal politics. So someone actually had the balls to pitch traditionally animated cutscenes for a PlayStation 1 video game before Capcom brokered the deal for Mega Man Legends and Mega Man X4. This'll be a riot. So what do we got?
Crash Bandicoot! Should have been a genius, but he doesn't quite compute. Crash Bandicoot! Play our game and tell your friends so we'll make lots of loot.
Hello? You don't say. Really? He wants in? Oh. That was the boss. He's currently laughing on the floor as we speak. He wants to do an entire episode dedicated to this. So what we're going to do is cover Crash Inside B. In other words, pump it.
Pump it!
The following cancellation has been brought to you in part by
Vitamin Incorporated!
What's this? A Cowboy Bebop reference? Awesome. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Believe it or not, this was supposed to be an actual Nicktoon, which was pretty much Cowboy Bebop as a steampunk SWAT cat. A brilliant scientist and his sassy daughter fight in unison, acting as our cut-rate radical squadron. It appears to be character-driven, which is kinda nice, since we're kinda spoiled sweet with these character-driven action shows as of late. And by God, the theme music! That shit's bebop as fuck, man. We open on a futuristic landscape, trust me on this, where we find main heroine Amanda trying out clothes from her not quite limited wardrobe.
Hey, that's not bad.
Already you see the steampunk influences on the tech. The knobs on this holographic wardrobe, the steam-powered contraptions in her father's lab, even the myriad doodads on the control panel of the blimps. Put it all together with three-dimensional characterization and a possible performance from Tim Curry, and it's safe to say that we're gonna pump the smeg out of it.
Pump it!
So far, 1 point for early draft, another for broken dreams. Why is this pilot Constant Pain on here? Well, the show's creator, McKay Wright, was a man who sought to get the animation community unionizing. And that's terrible.
Brutes like no heroes ever seen before.
Remember Mighty Orbots, the greatest mecha show this side of the pond? That one chunk of 80s ABC nostalgia that Warner Brothers owns via legal mumbo-jumbo, but was ultimately sank for good by corporate stupidity? Well, its demo reel is more or less the same as the show it produced. Whereas Pilot Bort has a toolbox instead of his usual shape-shifting powers, the robots are less colorful and expressive, and the biggest no-no of them all, instead of that kick-ass 80s theme song, we have...
Our heroes relax by holding up their musical skills.
Oh, the worst earworm imaginable.
In fact, Brutes have become so good at rocking and rolling that MTV would like them to guest host an hour. That is, if they can keep from destroying the set, eating all the instruments, and driving the sound engineers into other careers.
Bop it, bop it, bop it, bop it, bop it!
Pop it!
Oh, thank you, sweet, merciful bird, Jesus! Over 40 episodes in, and I finally get to talk about Kitty Bobo. It's been over 100 videos. Where's your view on Kitty Bobo, you pingus? Set in the Big Applesauce, it's kinda like regular show for hipsters.
No, I don't want to see that.
Oh, yeah. I got a cell phone now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's so convenient.
I recognize that voice.
Oh, hey. I gotta go. Ciao. Well, hey, man. What's up?
Just look it up on IMDb and... whoa.
Don't be all mean beans, boy! And what's new with you two dudes?
Dante frickin' Bosco provides the voice of our main character. And anytime Dante Bosco is in the recording studio, it automatically boosts the badassery of all whom he voices. Just ask Zuko. Why did it flounder on the big pig polls? We weren't really old enough to get the whole hipster scene. But now that we do, we realize that hipsters are just flash-in-the-pan boring. Sorry, Dante. Our bodies weren't ready for hipsters. And when they were, we realized that the trend was garbage. Bop it.
Oh, fuck you, Dante Bosco!
Pop it!
With both teams getting one pump and one bop, we're still tied. What's going to be for the final round? Well, you take a good long look. They're gonna be a doozy.
Hi, I'm Sailor Moon, champion of justice.
Hard to believe this could have been the media in which we watched Sailor Moon, right? Produced by some assholes at Toonmaker's studio, this fancy pilot rebuilds Sailor Moon's mythos from scratch. Going leagues beyond name changes and gender swaps, and going as far as to create all original animation. Even blending it with live action bits, too. With cast diversity, even. God invented wheelchairs for a reason. He has very important plans. Where the original anime merely stapled mythological names onto things all willy-nilly, the Toon Makers took the space alien concept and runs with it. Now imagine, if you will, high school girls fight crime with superpowers stemming from the recycled alien DNA within them. And I just summed up what could be the perfect description for our ideal version of Sailor Moon within 10 seconds. That is something the mother of J-pop storytelling and Japanese equivalent of Stephanie Meyer, Naoko Takeuchi, would never be able to do. And the heart and soul Toon Makers poured into this full pilot, which is still floating about in limbo as we speak, Viz really needs to release this upon the world. In fact, they need to command Toei to allow us, these United States of America, to make our own Sailor Moon just like this one so that we can enjoy that instead of the cookie-cutter Barbie dolls we've tolerated for over 20 years now. I am more than certain that DHX and its top percentage writing staff is capable of taking a whack at it. Tweet the hashtag at the bottom of the screen to get Viz's attention. If we want to claim this animated treasure for ourselves, we gotta strike long and hard, but if we all come together for this common goal of witnessing this possibly cringe-worthy pilot, it will make it all worthwhile. I mean, come on! Who wouldn't want to be the studio that goes the extra mile with a Japanese property? I know DHX would! If this truly is the Sailor Moon you want, then pump it loud, pump it hard, pump it proud, and pump it for creative storytelling. Pump it! Created by Frenchman Patrick Jean in 2010, Pixels was a short film that proved to be a graceful love letter to the arcade age. I cannot say anything bad about it, as it's animated as gracefully as the budget allowed. But the fact of the matter is that he sold out to Sony. And the Happy Madison-produced Ghostbusters clone shot out by Sony is why we have no choice but to bop it to the other row of early drafts, rendering them the all-around superior sparks. And hey, if you want to count the short and the movie as two separate animals like the boss tends to do, that's fine with me. Because the movie's dream-breaking gets itself a well-deserved bop for all the obvious reasons, while their lovingly crafted shorts a definite pump for the early drafts, the all-around superior side of the fence.
Pump it! Pop it!
Early drafts win! In fact, the only good thing I can actually say about your betrayal isn't even worth the saving grace, so ladies and gentlemen of the mob, thanks for riding loose for our Fandom Arson. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you're a conformist. And as always, good fight, good night, and congratulations 15 other Arsons of the year that I have yet to produce, and 2 other Arsons I have yet to release. The bar's already been set as low as it gets.
I'm at Comic-Con!
Flash.
Don't touch that dial, there's also a Side B coming up, focusing squarely on the Crash Bandicoot cartoon cutscenes, and why it somehow led to Pixels according to Synthcrust. Watch this space for details, and until next time, good fight, good night, and stay frosty. So what do we have this cycle? 5 straight reboots. I'd buy that for $1.
Where are you?
Thank you for not doing that.
You're very lucky to see that because I don't think anyone, I don't think it's ever been shown publicly before.
For good reason, I
It may not be again.
Nice.